The leader of the Hamas terrorist group that attacked Israel on the 7th of October allegedly participated virtually at a rally organized by Solidarity Youth Movement in Kerala's Malappuram on Friday. The Solidarity Youth Movement is the youth wing of the Jamaat-e-Islami. In a video, the Hamas leader Khalid Mashal could be seen addressing the people. Meanwhile, Mashal's virtual address at the rally was condemned by the Bharatiya Janata Party State President K. Surendran, who questioned the Kerala police and also sought action against his participation. Now, this comes after the Mahal Empowerment Mission, an organization of the Muslim Jamaats functioning in Thiruvananthapuram, on Friday decided to remove senior Congress leader and Thiruvananthapuram MP Shashi Tharoor from its Palestine Solidarity event scheduled on the 30th of October. The MEM of the Jamaats from 100 wards in the city corporation took the decision in the wake of the controversy over Tharoor's recent statement at a Palestine Solidarity rally organized by the Indian Union Muslim League a day ago, in which he said the October 7th attack on Israel was a terrorist strike. Facing an intense social media attack, Tharoor has issued a clarification saying he's always been with the people of Palestine and he does not agree with the propagation of just one sentence from his speech at the IUML rally. Joining us to decode this story further is Sav Rodriguezs, founder and editor-in-chief of Goa Chronicle. We also have Vivek Srivastav, left leader, joining us live. Anil Antony, National Secretary of the BJP, also joins us on the broadcast. Let me bring you in here first, Anil Antony, on what you make of this absolute shocker from your home state of Kerala, where this individual reportedly who was directly involved in the attack that took place in Israel was part of this program virtually. How did this happen? And how was this allowed, Anil?
Thank you, Uday. What we are seeing in Kerala is something which all the Bharatiya Janata Party leaders of the state, including the state president, including many of the senior leaders, have been bringing to the national discourse for a long time, and that is Kerala is becoming a hotspot for radical Islamist fundamentalism and many of these extremist thought. What we saw yesterday was something which was shocking, where one of the former leaders of Hamas, one of the former chiefs of Hamas, was actually addressing a crowd in Malappuram, which was organized by an organization which so far I have not even heard of. But then this is also the same person, this former chief, who 2 weeks back was addressing another crowd in Pakistan, where he was calling for a global jihad. And after that, one of the first places he's addressing is in Kerala. And then, like in the last few weeks, after the conflict in Israel started, we all know that PFI is a banned organization. We all know that it is banned across India, but there are open cells across Kerala which everybody are aware of, and they were openly having many of these large gatherings and many of these rallies, etc., that were supporting many of the things that is happening in Kerala. We had the Speaker of the Kerala Assembly who 2 days back said that Hamas is not a terrorist organization but a set of freedom fighters. So all these kind of thoughts are now circling around. And sadly, this India Alliance, the Congress party, Kerala is ruled by the CPM. Then the Muslim League is a key ally of the Congress there. All three are together in an alliance in the national stage. And all three for this vote bank politics, all three for various political expediencies, they are all supporting the growth of this extremist fundamentalist thought in Kerala, and it is becoming more and more rampant. It is becoming more and more deep-rooted in Kerala, where many of these organizations that are banned across this country are now thriving in Kerala, and very soon this is going to become a huge national security threat for the entire country. And this is what the Bharatiya Janata Party leaders in the state have been bringing to attention for a long time, and it is very, very high time that the rest of the country takes note of it, and we will require very urgent intervention from many of the national places, because Kerala government and their allies, their key allies, even the Congress party, which is a major opposition party there, none of them are going to curb this in any manner, because they are all hands and glove together with this growing radicalization, growing fundamentalization, and growing extremism, this Islamic extremism, everything, they are all hand in glove. And this is just one of the many examples. What we saw yesterday was shocking, but in the last few months, in the last few years, there were many of these shocking incidences that are happening, and it is the frequency is only increasing. And this is very shocking.
What do you demand now? The fact is that the incident has happened. That in itself is shameful. But what action should now be taken against the organizers?
See, the Kerala police needs to investigate. I hope we are all going to request the national, we are going to request the NIA and we are going to request the Union Home Ministry to look into it, because finally what is happening is something which is hand in glove. The state government, the leading opposition party, one of the other leading opposition parties, and these extremist groups are all hand in glove. So I don't think the state government will do much about it. It is high time Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan and the state government actually look into this growing extremism and they act on it. But if they don't act on it, I sincerely, we believe we will push for, the Bharatiya Janata Party will fight in the ground, and we will ensure that we will not see the growth of these kind of anti-India, anti-national terror organizations to grow in the state. So we will keep fighting. We will not allow this to grow.
Let me get a response from Vivek Srivastav as well. Vivek Srivastav, you heard out what Anil Antony has had to say on this big story. What is your response to him? Also, Vivek, the fact is that there is huge question marks as to how this was allowed in the first place. I mean, this individual was directly involved in an assault on civilians and torture of civilians as well in those shocking videos that have gone viral earlier.
Yeah. So now see, first of all, any rally, any protest that takes place, across the nation, the normal procedure is you inform the police, you give them a figure about the kind of protest it is, what will be the topic of protest, how many people are expected to be in it, do you need a police protection or not? So all that is basically done formally, and then something is allowed. So I'm not a Jamaat-e-Islami supporter or a member of it. However, I think over here there was a lapse, and probably, the Zoom link part of this gentleman, I don't think the Kerala police was informed about it. That is the first part. So that will be investigated as to whether it was done or not done. Or if it was done, it was for what topic? We don't know. That is the first thing. Now, second thing is, now as far as the October 7th incident is concerned, everybody has said that it should not have happened. And across the globe and even in our country, people have said that we do not support violence in any form against women and children. No doubt. Now, however, that doesn't mean that you give a clean sheet to Israel. Israel has been doing it for the last 70, 75 years. So if you are criticizing the 7th of October and you are saying that Hamas is responsible for it, you need to, in an equal breath, also criticize Israel for what it has been doing, and it is a terror state. United States, it's very easy to say all Muslims are terrorists.
No, but how are you calling Israel a terror state, sir? And how can you equate them with Hamas? Have they carried out those kind of atrocities? Have they gone and killed civilians physically? Have they gone and raped women? Have they paraded their bodies naked, as we've seen Hamas do? And the ambit of the debate is very different. While you can have your say on Israel conflict, and I'll allow you time for that, but let me at least hear your condemnation of this, and also what would be your urging appeal to the Kerala government and the police. What action would you expect from them? Has there been a probe ordered? Has investigation begun? Have there been an arrest made on who was responsible for this?
If the permission had not been taken, and they were doing the Zoom link broadcast without the permission of the government or the Kerala police, action will be taken and there will be questioned as to how you can do it. That's the first part. However, please do not call only Hamas the terrorist. Israel is an equally terrorist state. Just because, today we are a stooge of the Americans and the Prime Minister and the BJP government is towing the American line in United Nations, it doesn't mean that we forget about the cause. 1938, in the magazine Harijan, Gandhiji clearly said
you believe that the government of India today under Narendra Modi has forgotten about the Palestinian cause and the people?
Absolutely yes. He's towing an American line, and today in United Nations, India did not vote with 120 countries. Unfortunate. You are doing what the Americans are asking you to do. You are spoiling your relations with everyone around you. That includes Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, China, and Pakistan.
Anil Antony, respond.
Nobody is listening to you. No neighbor talks to you. Simply.
I'll get Savio in a second as well. Anil Antony, respond. Okay, we've lost Anil Antony, I'm being told, but Sav Rodriguezz also with us. Sav Rodriguezz, come in here with your opening comment, of course, on this shocker that has come to light from Kerala. What action would you expect from the Kerala police and government, and also your response to what Vivek has just said? Savio.
Uday, as a nation, it is important for us to distinguish between the conflict that is happening in Israel with Hamas and the protests that are happening in India. Support of the Palestinian cause is something that I support as well. support of Hamas is something I don't support, and I don't advise any Indian to support the Hamas. Now, let me tell you why. Vivek might not know as much as I would as far as conflict is concerned, because I am a student of conflict. And if you go into the Israel-Palestinian conflict, you would realize that at different stages of the conflict, Palestine, the people of Israel, have tried to work out and arrive at a forward, progressive thinking two-state solution. However, terror organizations at different intervals never allowed for that to happen. If you look at even something which Vivek might not be aware of something known as the Operation, Operation Edge, which happened in 2014, was an effort done by the Israel with people of Palestine in Gaza, which included the Hamas themselves, to be able to start getting business, to start working, and to start having an economic advantage. Because Israel and the UN at that point of time thought, including Qatar, that if the people of Palestine in Gaza were able to have an economic advantage and started to see economic growth, then maybe they would shy away from terrorism. So please distinguish between the differences.
No.
Vivek, let me complete. Sorry.
Pro-Israeli stand.
No, I'm sorry, Vivek, you can't interject me. I didn't interject you.
Okay.
I showed you that
maps.
respect.
Talk of the maps. I just want you to comment on the maps of 1948
you comment
and 2023.
after I talk, Vivek. You can't heckle me. It's not right.
No, I'm not heckling you. All I'm requesting
Allow
you is...
me to complete, then counter.
No.
Allow me to complete, Vivek, and counter.
You can complete.
Hamas
I want you to do some valuation.
And why is Hamas a terror
by commenting on the map of Israel and Palestine 1948
Look at the map. I'm asking you to look at the map. Look at the map. There is Gaza and there is West Bank.
Have you seen the map of 1948? Have you seen the map of 1948? Is it the same?
Boss, you please go back into the genesis to understand Israel-Palestine.
No, I understand everything and I've been supporting it.
You don't. That's the problem.
Was here, I was one of the guys who were protesting right at the India Gate against his visit to India.
You don't even, you need to go back into the genesis. The problem is
let's go back into the genesis then.
Go to the genesis.
Please tell me
what was the land that belonged to Israel? According to the Bible, the Hebrew Bible, what were the lands that belonged?
The Bible. The
United Nations. That is the genesis of the problem.
Mutually, there was a decision on Israel and Palestine and a map was drawn.
That is the
map the same today, or is there an Israeli encroachment?
That is the genesis of the problem. Until terrorism brought the issue to
everybody knows that part. Right now, it is about the boundaries. In 1948,
so who violated the boundaries?
Is that being followed?
Who violated the boundaries?
Oslo Accord.
Gaza, who
Israel was so discouraging about it.
Was it not Hamas in 2014
Yasser Arafat was not into terrorism. Was
when there was peace? Was it not Hamas in 2023?
No, what about Yasser Arafat?
You are who attacked?
It's very easy
who
to question
created the terror?
What about
was it Hamas not a terror organization?
What was
Wasn't the act not a terror organization? The act was an act of terrorism, Vivek.
Yeah, October 7th, yes.
The act was an act of terrorism.
Israel is doing it every day. Israel
bombed the hospital recently. Israel is not doing it every day. That's what you don't understand.
Why doesn't
How many people are working from Palestine in Israel? How many people are working? Please tell me.
No, Israel is a full-fledged American colony.
If they were
Israel is a full-fledged American colony trying to destroy the very concept of Palestine.
Why is Israel
and our traditional stand is that we support Palestine.
Why is Israel allowed for investments in Gaza?
No, that is all a quick eyewash.
The terror organization is
People of Palestine are not interested in that. They want the land. Give it back to them.
Israel is not a terror state. Hamas is the terror organization.
No, on one side, Israel is very much a terror state and so is the United States
of
America
today.
No,
it's not. I'm sorry. I don't agree with you.
It is the Americans who attacked Vietnam. It is the Americans who destroyed Iraq. It is the Americans who created Taliban. It is the Americans who interfered in Kuwait. And it is the Americans who are backing the Israelis against Palestinians.
Arab communities, Christian communities, Druze are living in Israel. Why are they?
They have encroached upon the Palestinian land.
All the Arabs out.
They are the outsiders.
They
are the ones who have taken something that belongs to the Palestinian people.
And we should the issue at hand here. Let's come back to the issue at hand here. We are digressing. We are digressing now. Let's come back to the issue at hand here. Sav Rodriguezs, what action would you urge from the Kerala government and police? Why are they sleeping? Where are the arrests that have been made as yet? Who has ordered a probe? Has the investigation begun, Sav Rodriguezz? Why was this allowed to happen in the first place?
Uday, the country there are people and elements in the country who are trying to use the conflict between Israel and Hamas to create a conflict in India. That is the whole idea.
Yes, and
Bring
I think
Vivek Srivastava, you're guilty of that.
Hamas.
Sav Rodriguezz says Vivek is guilty of that. Vivek, respond. The left and others are guilty of trying to create a wedge in India on the basis of the Israel-Hamas conflict. Vivek Srivastava, respond.
I'll tell you who's trying to divide a wedge. It is the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Sangh Parivar which is trying to divide a wedge. They are trying to use the international arena to put forward their Islamophobic national agenda.
Nobody is an Islamophobic.
Wherever the Muslims are,
there's a difference between a Muslim and an Islamic radicalist.
Hindu khatre mein
There is
hai.
a difference between a Muslim and an Islamic radicalist.
Is being
Please
portrayed
tell the
as an
difference to the
example
people of India.
showcase
The
against the Indian
difference between a
Muslims. This is the
Muslim
problem.
and an Islamic radicalist.
Or just like Atal
Please
Bihari
tell the
Vajpayee, who was
difference.
also from the BJP,
Please tell the
they would have
difference between
supported
an
the
Indian
Palestinian
Muslim
cause.
and a radical Muslim.
No,
Please
what
tell
do you
the
mean radical
country.
Muslims? I mean, was Atal Bihari
Muslims
Vajpayee a
are
radical?
Muslims.
Was
Radical
Atal Bihari
Islamists are
Vajpayee,
radical
whom you
Islamists.
support and his
Know
party
the
you support,
difference.
was he a radical?
No. Please understand what is happening,
No, so
Vivek.
why is Prime
Please
Minister Modi
understand
trying
what
to
is happening.
reinvent the wheel? Or what our country has been doing since 1948?
There's a difference between an
Why are
Indian
you not
Muslim and
supporting
there is
the
a
United
difference
Nations
between an
intervention in
Islamic
Israel and
radical.
Gaza?
The
Why not?
Islamic
Why are you
radicalists
going the
are
American line?
trying to further
Why don't you have the
instill
spine to
fear
stand up
in
and say,
India.
this
They
is the
want
great
to
foreign policy of my
create a
nation, and I am
violent,
non-aligned and for me
lifelike
all are
situation
equal?
in India.
Why don't you have
The
the guts?
Islamic radicals
Because
have been trying
these people,
since the
this
time
government,
Narendra Modi
this
has
party,
become the Prime
they are
Minister.
agents of the
They are
American
going to try
multinationals,
till
and everybody is making
2024
money here.
to create
So
a
they dare
problem
not go
in
against the
India
Americans,
so
that is
that
the
the
problem.
minorities feel threatened. That is the whole idea of Islamic radicalism.
Minorities
They are
have to be
beasts.
protected
They are beasts.
in any
They are
society,
diabolic
whether
beasts,
it is the
and
Hindu
they should be
minority in
eliminated.
Pakistan
Every
or it is the
single
Muslim
Islamic
minority in
radical
India.
must be
They have
eliminated.
to be protected.
What is happening
And
in
that is what a
Kerala is
civilized
wrong.
democracy is all
What
about.
is happening in
It is
Kerala
not
is
about
wrong.
victimizing
But
the
the
minorities
Kerala
like Hitler
government
did.
will not have the spine
I
to
don't
do what
support
is
fascism.
right because
If
they are
you support
funded
Hindu
by
supremacists and
people
fascists,
who
it
support
is your
Islamic
problem.
radicalism.
I don't support fascism like you. I don't support
I
Hindu
don't support
supremacy.
fascism
I don't support Hindu
but
supremacy
Islamic radicalism
in this country,
is fascism.
and in this country all are equal.
Islamic radicalism is fascism.
Let's talk now about the Tharoor issue. Let's not talk about the Tharoor issue now. Let's talk about the Tharoor issue. Why so much scrutiny of Shashi Tharoor? Shashi Tharoor banned and thrown out from an event for Palestine solidarity because he called Israel, beg your pardon, Hamas, a terror group savio. So much intolerance. Shashi Tharoor thrown out of their event. Tharoor also wondering why he was thrown out, saying don't base my entire sermon and my entire support and views on the issue just on one line. But so much intolerance, it seems.
It is not the question of intolerance. There are people fighting for their rights.
Savio, Vivek, I'll come back to you. Vivek, I'll come back to you. That question was for Savio.
See, the point is very simple. There is a difference between an Indian Muslim and there is a difference between an Islamic radicalism. Islamic radicals tend to go towards Islamic terrorism. What you saw happening on October 7 was the unleashing of the beast of Islamic terrorism. So if you don't wake up to what Islamic terrorism is all about, you're going to have Islamic terrorists
You need to
doing
think
the
about what
same
American
in India.
imperialism is also.
So please know the difference between an
There is
Indian
also
Muslim
something called
and
American
an
imperialism.
Islamic
And the
radicalist.
way
And
they have
Indian
dished Ukraine, they are
will
going to make a
never
fool of the
betray
Indians
the
also
country.
one day.
And
Be
Islamic
very clear about it.
radicalism
If
does
you
not
think
care
Americans
which
are going to back
country
you,
it belongs
you're out of your
to.
mind.
It goes about terrorizing and radicalizing a country.
The Prime
Look at
Minister and our
Islamic
Foreign
nations,
Minister,
Vivek.
S.
Look at
Jaishankar,
Islamic
are doing a
nations.
wrong
Look
line
at
of American
Jordan.
appeasement,
Look at
which is
Syria.
going to
Look
backfire
at
sooner or
Iraq.
later.
Look at the countries like Lebanon. What has happened to those countries after Islamic radicalism? What has happened to those countries
why are you
after
talking of
Islamic
radicalism?
terrorism?
Where is the question
What
of
is,
radicalism
where is
here?
Jordan?
I think
Where is
Israel
Syria?
is a bigger,
Where is
bigger radical
Lebanon?
country.
Where is Yemen? These were countries that were
No,
profitable.
what about the
countries.
Israelis?
Islamic
You don't
radicalism has
find
destroyed
them
them.
radicals when they bomb hospitals? You don't find the
Islamic
Israelis radicals?
radicalism are people who have
You don't find the
destroyed
Americans
their
radicals when
own
they destroy
nation.
Iraq and kill Saddam
Please
Hussein?
keep the people who
You
are
don't find
Muslim
Americans radicals when they
aware
attack
from Islamic
Vietnam?
radicalism.
You don't find
Islamic
Americans radicals when they
radicalism
beat Taliban?
is a beast. It's a
Only Muslims
diabolic
are radicals?
beast. Islamic radicalism is a diabolic beast.
Maximum
You have
violence
to
in this
kill
world
that
has
beast.
been done by the
Islamic
Americans.
radicalism has to be
And people
destroyed.
like Hitler from Second
Islamic
World War II
radicalism
onwards.
has to be destroyed. Islamic
Why so much?
radicalism is
Why so much
people like
intolerance?
Hitler
Vivek,
got
Vivek,
elected.
Vivek, 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 Vivek. Why so much intolerance by the Muslim Jamaats? Why did they throw out Shashi Tharoor from that event? Why was he removed?
I mean, 500 people killed in one day by bombing a hospital. Why don't you talk about the Israelis? The
Why was he
Americans are
removed?
more intolerant. They dissed Ukraine.
Is it proven who was behind that? Is it proven who was behind that? Is it proven who was behind that?
It destroys countries after countries.
Vivek,
Yes.
if you had a terror attack on my home, take it down. And if it was an Islamic radical, I would destroy his entire family. I would destroy every generation
just
of
blaming Islam
if
for
he attacked
everything
my home.
is wrong.
That's exactly
It is
what
wrong,
Israel
and I do
is
not
doing.
believe in it.
Israel
I
is
do not
giving
believe
back
in this
to Hamas.
theology. It is wrong.
Israel is
I
ending
find the
terrorism.
capitalist
Hamas
Americans, the
terrorism
Israelis,
will
and
be
many
destroyed.
Europeans
You attack
far
your
more
home.
violent
You
as
kill
compared to
innocent
the
people.
to the
You
so-called
rape
Islamic
women.
terrorism you're talking about.
The
It is
people
just a
who
lot of
are
American
dead, the terrorists
propaganda,
that
and
were
we don't
dead,
buy that.
burnt kids,
I find Israel
burnt
far more
children,
violent with what they have been doing
decapitated their heads, and you
daily
want terrorism
for
to
the
have
last
peace.
75 years.
You want terrorism to have peace.
No, everybody
You
wants
want
peace. Tell the Israelis to go back and
every single
Tell the
terrorist,
Israelis to go back.
every single
1948 something was decided. Some land was to be divided.
Every
Maps were
single
drawn.
Hamas will
Why
be
have they
killed.
encroached
And
on
I
other
pray
people?
that my
And forcibly,
sisters and brothers
with the
of
backing
Israel
of American
kill every
weaponry.
single Hamas
That is
leader.
what has been done by the
Kill every
Israelis.
single Hamas leader. I give full support to Israel. Full support. Destroy terrorism. Uproot it. Uproot Hamas. That's how you deal with terrorism.
If
You
Taliban
don't
has
deal
come
with
to
the peace
power,
as a
today
human.
the Indian
You
government
don't
has
deal with the
forgotten
peace as a
everything,
human.
and
You
you are
deal with the
trading with
peace
the
the way a
Taliban.
peace has
You
been
are
dealt
sharing
with.
power with the
You
Taliban.
deal with
A
the
day
peace
will
the way a
come
peace has
when you
been
will trade
dealt
and
with.
deal and talk
Terrorism
and be
has to be
apologetic
uprooted.
in front of the
And Israel
Palestinians
will uproot
because of
Hamas.
your stand
Israel
today in
will
the United
uproot
Nations.
Hamas.
If the
Mark my
Palestinians
words,
get a separate country
every
formally
single Hamas
and the Hamas
leader
leads it,
that touched
it is going to be
about
very, very,
400
very
Israeli
diplomatically
innocent
embarrassing for you, my
civilians
friend.
will pay. They will pay for what they have done. Hamas will pay for what they have
Yes,
done.
There are many who
Then you
believe.
should
There are
tell
many
them
who
they will
believe.
pay.
There are many who believe.
will
Vivek
pay.
Srivastava. There are many who believe, at least on issues like this, India should speak as one. Why aren't we speaking in one voice? Vivek Srivastava.
Because the government has let us down, and a stand which Mahatma Gandhi started in 1931 and 1938, it was forwarded by Nehru, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Dr. Manmohan Singh. Today, this government, just in order to forward its Farji Hindutva agenda and Islamophobia, it has gone back on the stand.
Savio,
It's an American stooge,
Savio.
just acting as agents of the American multinationals here, and they have
Let me
today
explain.
not supported the cause in United Nations.
The ideals and the principles of this country of non-ahimsa is based on dialogues with humans. You can have a peace talk with humans.
No, Taliban are not
Hamas
humans.
are not humans.
Talibans are not
They are
humans.
diabolic
Don't you
beasts.
talk to
They are
the Taliban
terrorists.
today.
Terrorists
Don't
are
you
not
talk to the
humans. You
Taliban
can't
today.
treat them as humans. They have
what
to be
about the Taliban?
eliminated. My
You are
friend,
equally critical of the
my
Taliban at
friend,
one
the
time, and so
Hamas
are we.
need to be eliminated.
And look at you today.
Hamas is not
And are
about
you giving
allowing
a
for
guarantee that if Hamas
terrorists to
comes to
terrorize
power in
your
Palestine,
people,
the
to
Indian
kill
government
your
will not have
people?
peace?
That
Are you
is
trying
not
to say that?
acceptable. That's not the principles of Krishna, my friend.
What is your principle, sir?
Lord
You have no
Krishna
principle in
told
this country.
us in our
This government has
nation
no principle,
that
sir.
you have to fight your enemy.
On every
That is your
channel,
dharma.
Savio,
That is your
on
dharma.
every channel,
Do you not believe in Lord
Taliban was
Krishna?
criticized,
Do you not
made
believe
fun
in the
of,
words and the
said they are
principles
Islamic
of Lord
jihadi,
Krishna?
and
That
today
you
they are
should
your
go
trade
to war
partners, sir.
with your
That
enemy
is what this
who's
government
going to
does, so don't
terrorize
teach
your
me.
people. Even the Bible and the Catholic Church talk
Right.
about a just war. They talk about a just war where a nation has to protect its people. What do you want Israel to do?
We want Israel to give back the land to the Palestinians so that there is peace.
Speaks about a just
Give back
war.
the land which belongs to the
A just
Palestinians.
war. So
It
if
is
the
their
church
land.
talks about
Okay,
a
let
just
me
war,
end now. Let me end now by quickly asking a direct question to Vivek Srivastava. Vivek Srivastava, direct question to you. Will you call Hamas a terror group?
No, I criticize what they did.
Will you call
Violence is
will you
bad,
call
it should
Hamas a
not
terror
have
group?
been done.
Will you call Hamas a terror organization? Yes or no?
No. If you call Israel a terror state,
Will you
I'll
call
say
Hamas
yes.
a terror organization?
Hamas
Yes
is
or
doing the
no?
same. Hamas is doing
Will you call
exactly
Hamas a
what
terror
they
organization?
did.
Yes or no?
He doesn't have the courage to call them a terror organization.
No, I am calling Israel a terror state. I have the facts.
I am not calling Israel a terror state because Israel is not a terror state.
That Hamas is same, yes, they're all in the same line.
Very sad. Very sad. I think the viewers can have their opinion now on whose side they're on whose view they support and whose view they don't. I think we've allowed all our panelists time to speak, so I'm going to have to leave it at that.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.